Bienvenidos amigos a una nueva entrevista en el canal. Hoy vamos a estar recordando un poco de los noventas, porque vamos a estar hablando con Chesney Hawkes, un artista de los noventas que vamos a estar ahí descubriendo todo este gran legado que él tuvo, porque tuvo un hit muy popular en 1991 llamado The One and Only, y vamos a estar hablando de ello y de muchas cosas más ahí súper interesantes. So, thank you very much, Chesney, for this opportunity, for your time, and welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thank you so much, Latoro. Is that how to pronounce your name, Latoro?
Yes, you know, it's Argentinian typical name, so I know it's difficult to pronounce. It's Lautaro, but
Lautaro.
yeah. But you know, in Europe, the people say Lutaro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of names.
It's like my name. It's the same thing. People pronounce all sorts of different ways.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I was saying in Spanish that you have that smash hit, you know, The One and Only, but your family was in the music business, in that world. So I want to know about your beginnings, about that start, you know.
Sure. Yeah, my father was in a band, and they were a huge band in the 60s. Very big in Argentina, actually. They played stadiums in Argentina back in the 60s. They were very big.
Yeah.
And so I grew up with rock and roll around the house. You know, guitars in every corner, and my dad had a little studio at the back of the house. And all of my dad's friends were 60s superstars like Jerry Marsden from Jerry and the Pacemakers and people like that. So I kind of grew up with that. My brother and sister and I were never going to be accountants. It was always going to be something in the entertainment business. You know?
Yeah. How did you start with music, you know, like a professional? Because it was with this song, or you start with other songs?
Well, I'd always, ever since I was a child, I have been singing. You know, I picked up the piano at a very, very early age. Piano was my first love, and then I moved to guitar. But I starred in a film with Roger Daltrey from The Who. You know, the lead singer of The Who.
Yeah.
So I got a part as a lead part in a film when I was like 17, 18. And that was a film about a young boy who was a singer, songwriter, musician. And there was a soundtrack that came off the back of that film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was called Buddy's Song. So the Buddy's Song soundtrack was where that song, The One and Only, came from.
Yeah.
So that's how I first got my break.
It was something that you were like waiting for it, you know, or it was at the moment, right? Oh my God, I'm famous, you know?
Yeah. It kind of happened rather quickly, actually. The whole fame thing was like 1 minute I was playing piano in a local pubs, playing kind of John Lennon songs and whatever, and then the next minute, within a month or so, I was already kind of like, you know, playing arenas and traveling around the world, and suddenly I was on the front cover of every magazine, and it was pretty quick and pretty crazy.
Incredible, because you were like 18, 19 years.
Yes,
you were very young. Yeah. I can believe it. And it was easy for you just being there in the music business?
Well, I wouldn't say easy. It felt like normal. You know, I think that's the other thing about fame sometimes for people, is that it's such a departure from a normal life. But for me, I kind of grew up with it because my dad was famous. You know, I had experienced it, and I had some of my parents' friends were famous. So I don't know. It didn't feel like a complete departure from my life that I had grown up with. Do you know an artist from the 80s called Nick Kershaw?
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay, so Nick was a huge star in the 80s. When I was growing up, I was a big fan, like at 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
Nick was like, he was my idol, you know?
Great.
So he wrote The One and Only.
Oh, okay.
At a time when he was kind of taking a break from being a pop star and writing for other people.
Yeah.
And that song was available for me to record. So for me, I did it because I wanted to meet Nick Kershaw.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think if you ask Nick what the song's about, I would say that it's about self-empowerment, if you know what that means. It's like believing in yourself and realizing that you have it in you, everything you need to succeed. And if you believe in yourself, then you will, go far.
And how was being there with Nick Kershaw? Because it was like your idol,
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing. I mean, this was a long time ago now, like 30 years ago now. So, so Nick and I are now really, really good friends, and have been for the whole time. We write songs together all the time. I've had songs on his albums now, like some of my songs he records, and vice versa, all the way through my whole career. Nick has been very much a part of it. And in fact, I have a new album coming out soon, where Nick and I wrote 3 songs together on this new album. So
great. So we can say that he was very important in your career. He was
definitely.
There. Yeah.
Not just in my career, in my life. He's been a kind of a mentor to me. In songwriting in particular. But nowadays he's my mate. He's just Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like an old friend. Great. So fantastic, man. So fantastic. Because you were like a big fan and you had the opportunity to do music with him. So wow.
Yeah. Oh, it was incredible, Lautaro. I loved that. Sometimes when I work with Nick, even now 30 years later, I'm in the studio with him, and I just have to pinch myself. It's like, I'm sitting here with my idol, even though I've known him for 30 years, and because he really is a genius. He's an amazing songwriter and a fantastic guitar player, one of the greatest guitar players ever. People don't know that about Nick, but he's amazing.
Yeah, I love his music too. He was great in the 80s. Good ballads, good songs too. I watched some videos from this present, and he have a good voice too.
Yeah, he's really wonderful live as well. So if anyone is wants to check him out, just go to nickkershaw.net. He's got all sorts of loads of albums. There's like 10 albums I think he's done now. Yeah,
great. Well, if Nick Kershaw is watching this interview, I say that we are saying good things about you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm promoting Nick more than I'm promoting myself.
Yeah. Well, just talking about promotions, I want to know about your new stuff of this 2022, my friend.
Sure. Well, yes, it's quite a big year for me as far as releases. I just released the music for a musical that we kind of put together through lockdown. We were hoping to get it to a stage at some point, but of course the pandemic really put a stop to everything there. So we decided to release the music. So that one's called The One. And it's all on my website, chesneyhawks.com, if anyone's interested.
Of course.
I have a box set coming out, I think in March. That's going to be fun. And then I have a new album coming out in the summer, which is as I said, Nick is involved in 3 songs, but the guy that produced it, a guy called Jake Gosling, he's the guy that discovered Ed Sheeran. So he's a very much top producer, and I'm really excited about this project. So
wow, so cool, that.
I also have a podcast, Lautaro.
A podcast, really?
Yeah. So if anyone's interested, just go to chesneyhawks.com. It's all there. All there's a lot of different things you can choose.
Great. Don't worry, because I will put all that information in the description of this video, so it will be there. Great. A podcast.
Great.
Fantastic. Well, I read that you were in a reality show called MasterChef. We here in Argentina we have MasterChef too.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did do that. It was fun. It was quite nerve-wracking. Very nervy, and I guess it's like being in a pressure cooker. It's like so. It's really, you get 1 hour to prepare these amazing meals, and I did pretty well. I got through to the semi-finals, Lautaro.
Yeah, I read it. So we can say you are good cooking,
I have my moments, but if you ask my wife, she says I don't. She'll say I don't cook enough. Argentina is one of the places that I wish I'd have spent more time in over the years. I came once back in '91, a long time ago, and I absolutely loved it there. I love the people. I have a lot of friends from Argentina that keep telling me I have to come back.
Yeah, sure.
And I agree. I would love to. And my father, who back in the 60s, he used to come to Argentina all the time, and he's absolutely in love with the country, and he plays stadiums and everything, and so I would love to come back. So to anyone that knows me in Argentina, I am sorry I haven't been back, and I hope I will come back one day.
Great. Just we have a big connection. Incredible. Your father too. He come here to Argentina. So cool.
Yes,
cool.
Yeah.
Great.
He has great stories of coming to Argentina and playing. He said there was one time where they had such a big hits in Argentina at the time. They came over in the 60s, right in the middle of kind of Beatlemania, and they had 4 gigs, 4 shows in 4 different stadiums around Argentina.
Oh wow!
In one day.
Oh
they went by a helicopter from one to the other. So it's one of his favorite memories. They came in, did a show in a stadium, got helicoptered out and went to another show in a stadium.
Incredible.
He said they played to like 300,000 people in one night.
Wow! Incredible! I can't believe it. 4 shows in the same day.
Just incredible, right? And of course, I'm a big football fan. So, Argentina is one of the greatest football nations ever. So.
Yeah, I think the same.
Yeah, well, of course you do.
Yeah, of course.
Maradona was a hero,
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you very much for your time. I will put all this information about your new stuff on the description of this video. Again, thank you very much. It was very funny, It was very funny.
It was. And it was really lovely to meet you, and thank you for having me on your show, Lautaro.
No, please, thanks to you.